my problem is concentration and focus. Like to read and to not think about, 10 different things. I'm a slow reader, I'm a slow solver. I will do it, but I will take 5 minutes to do it. Having no deadline for a GMAT doesn't help. Everything everyone has ever said is all true. Consistency matters. During the last 1.5 months, I would eat, sleep, drink GMAT.
First of all, big congratulations on the 675 score. I know it's been such a
Oh, thank
long
you.
journey there. And after after getting this score, you were slightly contemplating, should you go with this score or not? And I hope you got a chance to speak to all three. Did you get a chance to have a quick word with?
Yes, yes. Very quickly, I was actually traveling to the US, and that's why there has been such a big lag. My travel took around, I don't know, 35 hours, and I just reached last night very tired, dog tired, and that's why I missed the other slot that Priyansha had told me about. But
No.
then it's like 9 a.m. over here, and all is well.
Oh, super. So you're connecting from the US, so that's great. So,
Yeah,
Shreya, very quickly, let's just go about your score. You got a
yeah, sure.
675, 86th percentile on the quant, verbal 80th percentile, and data insights 84th percentile. If you could just quickly tell about your background, because then
Yeah,
you already have done an MBA from XLRI, right?
yes,
So how did this
yes.
entire journey of doing a second MBA kind of spark in, and
Yeah,
then, how did you take this route forward? If you could
yeah.
give about a quick background on the same.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I was wondering if you can see me. Great. Yeah. First of all, very nice to meet you. And I'm so happy that we are doing this. I've seen countless of testimonials, I cannot tell you. And have always, kind of envisioned how mine would be like. And I can't believe that that day is finally here. So thank you so much for doing this with me.
You're being very kind and generous.
And
We should really be
no,
very honored here.
absolutely. This
Yeah.
is this is like the honor is all mine. I feel so kind of honored and overwhelmed right now. But yeah, to tell you a little bit about my journey. So I did my engineering and then I went on to do my MBA from XLRI Jamshedpur. I started thinking about like CAT and GMAT right after my engineering days. And I always wanted to get it done from, like a top university. Like every Indian parents, like every Indian family, I have always been, attracted by big brands, especially like, coming from a very highly, like, like a family that gives a lot of importance to education. So yeah, I have always been like very attracted towards the top brands of top tier colleges. So yeah, that kind of sparked within me since the past, I don't know, 2013, 2014. And so I on and off I gave CAT, I gave like NMAT and all those. But I could only get into a college like I couldn't crack these exams. So it was in 2016-17 that I heard about GMAT and I took GMAT at that point of time. Frankly, not studying at all. I just went away, gave the exam. I got a 640, 650 in my two attempts. And I also gave ZAT. So I cracked through XLRI in about 2019. And that's when that happened for me. I did, it was a 15-month program, and it's a flagship program from XLRI for general management, residential. So yeah, I graduated. It was an amazing experience, but still I had that fire in me, like my desire to get it done from like a top tier university didn't kind of go away. I got recruited at an IT company called at an IT company, and I have been working as a marketing director over here. And 3 years into the work, I started thinking that maybe now is the time because I have had substantial experience in the junior roles, then a mid management role. If I get my MBA done after like right now, then I can directly get into the say the top management roles. So that's where the fuel kind of came by. last year I checked out on Google, and the first thing I saw was top 1%. I saw, like, I just went to the website, I saw a couple of videos, and I was sold. So that's how top happened for me. I joined in last year, prepped for like 6 months, and gave the exam. I was extremely nervous, and anxiety just killed my exam. I got a 620, and then I just somehow didn't have the courage to take it once again. And then I took a break for like 6 months, enrolled again this year, and then once again, like, worked for about 4 or 5 months, and then took the exam. And yeah,
You have this
whatever happened,
right here.
happened. Yeah.
So again, a bit before we start going into the GMAT journey, a lot of philosophy matching happened, especially when Sandeep also said the same thing, which is, you can't let go of the tier one schools or the Ivy League schools. The
Yeah.
entire reason why, don't be a mediocre. I mean, that is another reason why you're considering a second MBA as well. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, so the philosophy
Yes.
definitely matched, and that is the reason why you took up this entire journey again. So, over to the attempt that you gave just recently,
Yeah.
right? With the Focus Edition. So, tell
Yeah.
us about the entire preparation experience as to how did you
Right.
even start, given that you've had an experience of doing the classic edition and now a switch.
Yeah.
With what mindset
Yeah.
did you go this time? So that
Yeah.
you do everything right and so get it right with the focus edition.
Right. Right, absolutely. So last year when I enrolled, I'll just take you through my journey last year as well, because I think that played a very crucial part this year. Uh, so I enrolled, I started checking out the material, etc. Point of time, I just did some of the OG, and that's about it. So I didn't know anything about the G of GMAT. I didn't even know it. So this time when I started the prep, in my head, it's just English and maths. And I think I'm okay, like above average in both. So that's, I don't have a problem as such. So I thought I will do fairly well. There are certain, nuances to the exam. It's not that easy. So and plus there is this major thing about timing. Like, you have to get it done within, like, a certain amount of time. So the time pressure really played with my head, because I consider myself slow. I'm a slow reader, I'm a slow solver. I will do it, but I will take, like, 5 minutes to do it. So last year I did the whole course, went did all the videos, solved all the 700 to 800 PDFs, and then I gave my exam. During my exam, what happened was that I was constantly visualizing myself getting like a 760 score on screen, like seeing it. So that's what I was visualizing. I was too focused on the 99 percentile number, on the 760 number. And I think that, like, I just went in the exam and I was so nervous. I was like, there is this line in one of Sandeep's PDF, like, you're reading without registering. That's what happened with me. I was reading everything, I was not registering, and all I kept thinking about is seeing the 760 score. At the end of the exam, when the score came out, it was the 620. I was very disappointed. I was because I was getting like a 750 and 760s in the mock. I saw like 6 mocks. I had bought the 4 mocks from GMAT portal as well, and I was scoring really well in the mocks, all my mocks. And I at least expected like a 730. What I got in my last mock. So yeah, that kind of like broke my heart to an extent that I didn't have the courage to take it again last year.
But again,
So I
yeah.
was like, okay, let me just take a break. Let me try it again next year. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But, like, ek aur try to banta hai is what I told myself. So this year I enrolled for the FE batch in April, and I redid everything. Went through the course, then watched a few videos, like the basic ones, because I still had a lot of things fresh in my mind. Then I resolved the 700 to 800 PDFs, and I saw then I started using the mock portal. So this time around, what I did is, even last time I did some of the mocks what were available. But what really helped me this time is like I was very fixated on the mock portal. And about 1.5 months before I started doing it, and I just used to do that. Like that used to be my preparation. So I did almost everything on the mock except for the long sitting
Long
spit
sittings. Mm.
because I couldn't complete the long sittings. I did one RC, one CR, full ACT, but just these three. I couldn't complete it. But apart from that, I have done everything. And also the long mocks. So I did four of them. There are nine present, including the diagnostic. I did four of them, and but that kind of gave me, like a familiarity, about the
The exam.
timing, the time pressure, and not. And I'll tell you, Natasha, not even one exam I have been on time, like in the whole mocks. Like I would always miss the last 4 or 5 questions in quant, in verbal, in DI, in all the three sections.
Okay.
So I never got the confidence as such to get things done, and I consistently got a 645 score in in the top mocks and in the even in the GMAT the mocks, the GMAT mocks, two of them. So I was never confident. Like I even pinged Priyansha and I told her that I'm doing so much and I'm only getting like a 645 right now. What do I do? I think I have to give the exam as soon as possible because I do have work and travel commitments, and I know after a certain point of time I won't be able to continue this.
Yeah.
So I had to put a stop to it, and having no deadline for a GMAT doesn't help. So, and I told myself that you are never going to be 100% confident for this exam.
Right.
You will never have that. Even if you solve all the long sittings, the rest of the long sittings, the rest of the mocks, you will never be 100%. So, even with a 90%, 95% confidence, just go and give it. So that's what I did. I kind of booked my date. Like I booked my date on a Monday, and I was sick as well. Booked my date on a Monday, went to the exam on Wednesday. And this time around, I didn't focus on getting, visualizing that score. I focused on visualizing myself in a hum zone. Like, this is one term that Sandeep had in one of his PDF, and it kind of very like resonates with me so much, like in the zone. So I kind of just visualize myself to be in the zone, concentrate, focus, like, like a monk, and just be in the zone, give it, don't think about anything else. So yeah, that's kind of what worked for me this
Wow,
time.
that kind of summarizes, like, you have one of the things that kind of just, loudly it's saying is that you trusted your own process, that you've done enough questions, you have done enough practice, you've done enough mocks to go and give the exam. Because then, quite honestly, nobody is like 100, nobody can visualize that I'll get a 675, 685, 755. Nobody can visualize that, once they
Yeah,
all of them have to go by this process, that you trust your own process, be very true to yourself, that you've
yeah,
done all of the things that is there in the content.
yeah.
You've done it very honestly and not just doing it, by the way doing it, but you have to really be very confident of those questions, that once if someone asks you to
Hmm.
go all over it again,
Hmm.
you've gone all over it
Yes.
again, right?
Yeah.
You have the confidence to teach like the way Sir does, at least to
Hmm.
that's the idea.
Yes.
And another thing is that being in the zone, right? I mean, that's some people would possibly be thinking, oh, what do I do next, or what happened, or
Hmm.
suddenly really thinking of the question and then hoping that the next question, anticipating, anxiety, anxious,
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
things can kick in the exam. But that is the other most important
Hmm.
thing, I think, that you've really picked on. So in the
Absolutely.
exam, what really happened? Could
Yeah.
you just tell your entire
Yeah.
experience? What order did you choose, and why did you choose that order? And in
Hmm.
the exam, did you run out of time like you did in the mocks? Just let us know. Let me know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I was just saying that I booked my exam one day before, right? And because I had told myself that unless and until I see a consecutive score of 695 or a 705 on my mocks, I will not book it. So the advantage with GMAT exam is that, you can book it the day before, and you can just go like, and give the exam the next day. Or you can book it online also. So I knew that I have a lot of options. But, I wanted to see that 695 or a 705 in the mocks. I couldn't do that. I never saw that. But I was like, okay, it's like abhi nahi to kabhi nahi, just go ahead and book it. Uh, my parents kind of really told me as well that, you are going for this long US trip. And then I come back, I will have 2 weeks, and then again I have to like, fly out.
Yeah.
They're like, you are right now in the zone. You've been studying for the last 1.5 months nonstop. Like, yeah, 3 hours every day. That was my mantra. Like, just sit down 3 hours. And, everything everyone has ever said is all true. Consistency matters. Every day, 1 hour is better than, like no study during the weekdays and 5 hours during the weekends. It's
Yeah.
all true. So yeah, so that's what I followed, and but I never saw the score, and my parents were like, just book it. So that's what I did. On the exam day, my order has always been the same. It's like quant. I feel that I'm good in quants. Like out of the three sections, quant is my best suit. So that to take that the first section as quant would be to give myself a confidence boost that okay, the exam went well. Then is the most difficult section, which is for me, which is verbal, just like 99% of the other at least Indian candidates. Um, and it's not that I have a problem with English or something, or even CR or whatever. But my problem is concentration and focus, like to read and to not think about 10 different things, like what's going on with work, or what will be the next question or something, because I deviate a lot. So my that is my problem. So having second section as verbal was because I wanted to just clear it off. And also having the DI section as third was because DI is a mix of English and verbal, plus it's logic, right? So it's like I used to like that section, like not bad, not as much as quant, but way more than verbal. So I knew that, once verbal is out of my way, I'll have, another fun section to deal with. So that's
Right.
why I kept it on third. So this was my set pattern since ages, like all my mocks. I never experimented. On the exam day, I reached, it was very uneventful. Like I just reached there, which is a very good thing, right? Like I reached on time, I waited, they took me to the exam hall, I went to the hall, and like I got my seat and everything. Everything was very uneventful. And then I saw the first question on the screen, and I started. I just started. And like right before starting the exam, I just wrote, like there was no nerves, no anxiety, because I trained myself to just chill, like just be calm. And that's kind of what worked with me. I started my exam, I wrote a big "you got this" in the on the sheet, and I just started. And I was determined. I didn't even think what I'm doing, nothing. I was just in the zone. And that's how I wanted it to be. Half an hour into my exam, half an hour into the quant section, I think the lights went off. So it's a small room. Uh, there was just one AC, no fan, nothing. So AC is out, and there was like no ventilation of sorts, like a small one door window kind of a thing. So that's the lights went off at 1:30, and it wasn't back for another 1.5 hours. I didn't realize it. I only realized in my second section, in verbal, because I started sweating so much that I was dripping on the table, like while writing. I was uncomfortable to the power infinity. And I think that's why my verbal got a little, kind of screwed up. But yeah, I didn't even turn around to see if the AC is working, although I was sweating. But I was like, okay, 99% of the people will do that, like, turn around and see that. But you shouldn't, because you're in the zone. And so I consciously brought myself back. And I was like, just finish this section and then we will see. So once verbal got over, I went out. I took my break, 10-minute break. I washed my face, came back. I asked the invigilator, why isn't the AC on? He said that there's no light. I was like, instead of kind of, panicking or whatever, because I was also wearing like a thick t-shirt, because like, full sleeves t-shirt, because they say on the GMAT that carry a light jacket, the exam center is going to be cold. So I had a jacket. I was also wearing like a thick thing. Um, so I was sweating even more than usual, but I was like, okay, like, don't panic. It's what you have, make the most of it. So I just sat down. I saw the first question of DI and I just went through it. uh half an hour, 45 minutes into DI, I think the lights were back on, so things became okay, and then I just saw the score at the end. So that's what happened with me. In terms of running out of time in quant, I didn't. I was not expecting the quant section to be such a breeze. I was so happy after the exam. Like, I had like 12 minutes with me, and I checked all the answers from first to 21st. I checked all the answers. I had that much time with me. I think I got one wrong in quant, somewhere in the middle, but there was nothing unusual, as you guys asked. There was nothing unusual that I saw. Everything was fine. I got one wrong. I still don't know which one and why. The verbal section for me was like still okay. I got very uncomfortable during that section, but otherwise I'm more worried about RC than CR. CR I find really nice, uh, but RC I'm like terrified of. Still terrified. Like after I don't know, like 1,000 RC passages, I'm still terrified of RC, because not because of the RC itself, but because I feel my fear is more about I will lose concentration and I won't be able to do it within that time, which will pressurize my other. So it's like a cascading thought. But surprisingly, I found my RCs in the exam to be very easy. Like I had told myself, you just have to understand everything. You just have to understand what you read. That is your goal in the verbal section. And fortunately, I found maybe it was because of all the readings, all the RCs that I had solved, the KTW videos that I had seen. Maybe it was because of that, but I found the RCs to be a breeze. Like I knew the topic. I knew what the author is trying to say. I knew, like what the crux of the passage is. So that kind of helped me. And but I think it was in the CR section that I kind of like it didn't play out well. But anyways, I got about 7 wrong in the whole verbal section, and that kind of dropped down my score. It was very uncomfortable. I think that was the best I could do in that kind of a situation. I
Right.
didn't run out of time in
Right.
verbal. I solved the section well within time. I had 2 minutes left at the end. I did rush through. I did have 2 minutes left. And what I did was I checked the first two questions and the last two questions in this. So because I've seen in mocks, if you get the first two or the last two wrong, you get penalized more. So that's what I did. I just so unfortunately all the four for me was CR. What I also did was I made one question at the end, from correct to wrong,
Correct, incorrect.
to
Okay.
correct to incorrect, the second question. So, so
Fine.
that kind of happened. But yeah, I did make it in time. In DI section, I would always in the mocks have like at least four questions left, at least 3 to 4 questions left at the end, and I would run out of time. In the exam, um, I was very cognizant about just maintaining pace, just like writing, like doing everything well within two minutes, and I did that successfully, and I could finish the exam right on time. Like I didn't have time to check anything back, but I finished it. So yeah, I think I found the questions easier, way easier than mocks.
Shreya, your experience has been nothing short of very exhilarating, I would say. I mean, truly, even I sat up right now to just see what next,
Yeah.
what next, what next, because such an experience. They do happen, but it generally doesn't go too well with a lot of students. And then a lot of times, the exam center would give another chance, probably, do it next time. But you still really telling yourself, be there in the zone and actually be
Yeah.
doing that. That's another thing. And I think I feel you, like in that terms, that
Yeah.
you've really worked so hard to make sure that 3 hours, 2.5 hours, you have got that, and you
Mhm.
writing it down is another manifestation that, you tell yourself that you've got this irrespective of whatever happened. So one of the things is to be able to hoping that the environment will be, you know there would not be any change in the environment, and you go and write.
Mhm.
Things are never the same. You will have
No.
power loss, you will have so many other things that can go wrong in during the exam. And
Yeah.
truly this power of manifestation, I would say, has come along. It's
Yeah.
definitely an inspiring one and very exhilarating, I would say. Because I was really like, okay, what next? What is going to happen
Yeah.
next year?
Right.
A
Right.
beautiful journey right there, and you have the score. It's wonderful that do have. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
if there was no power cut or that uncomfortable
Yeah.
experience, I'm sure you would have really gotten some of the scores up high. But nevertheless,
Absolutely.
it's still a very good percentile, 95 percentile right there. Given your background, you could look at nothing less than the Ivy Leagues, especially coming from your background.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Kellogg's is something I hope to see that you cracked
Yeah.
this year, next or earlier next year.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you so much.
yeah, wonderful.
Like,
Thank you so much again for
yeah.
joining me at your morning
Yeah.
hours.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And good luck to you.
Absolutely.
We'll stay
Yeah.
connected. Probably
Yeah.
anything more I can personally give you some advice as well. But we should
Yeah, yeah, that would be amazing, Natasha. Thank you so much for connecting with me. I would like I have visualized about this kind of an interaction so many times already. Like during the last 1.5 months, I would eat, sleep, drink GMAT. That
right,
was how my journey was, and
right,
like I obviously I deleted all the distraction of my phone. I replaced Netflix with with the top testimonials. Hence I know like everyone who has ever spoken. I've seen you so many times, seen Sandeep so many times speaking, either KTW or the testimonial. So I've just been so connected, I feel, with you guys. And I just want to say that you guys are doing such amazing work already. It's inspirational to another level. And what I want to really highlight is the amount of empathy that I think each of you give out, which is so much required, because I felt like GMAT is a lonely journey. It's alone. It's I have to do it myself. There is no bigger cheerleader for me than myself. Unless and until I have that self belief that I can do it, no one else can give me that, right? And time and again, whenever I have spoken to any of the folks in your team, and I want to highlight especially Priyansha, uh, just the kind of responses that I give that I used to get was something that I needed
you're
at
right.
that moment.
Yes.
So yeah, so I feel that GMAT is a lonely journey, and then having you guys along, it really helps.
Yes, that's what we keep saying, and we do all the initiatives that we do, because obviously we are there as a cheerleader, facilitator,
Yeah,
accountability partner, call us what may be, right? Sandeep sir
yeah,
on the very top of the pyramid. But beyond that, these testimonials that the students have gone in a similar experience to,
mhm,
as you have. And the idea of having these kind of testimonials put up is just to say that you're not alone, and you really got this,
yeah,
right? You can get through it.
absolutely,
And one of these other things we keep it
absolutely.
up on the WhatsApp channel as well, as much as possible,
Mhm,
that this can drive the,
yeah,
like I said, this GMAT can be a lot more lonely journey, because you probably can connect with me today, every day, or maybe once a week. You may not even have time to just
yeah,
say hello as well.
right.
Then you don't want to give up on the GMAT journey. And to
Yeah.
relax your mind, if you just watch one of the testimonials or one of the KTW session,
Mhm.
that can bring back all that josh that you need every single day.
Absolutely.
That's what
Yeah, I can.
that's why I said I feel whatever you've gone through,
Mhm.
and finally getting that score as well, being in that
Yeah.
mode as well. We just feel,
Mhm.
what every student has gone through as well. But
Yeah.
glad that's happened. We'll still stay
Right.
connected. You're a part of the community anyways, so
Oh,
we'll help you.
thank you.
Uh, the biggest win is when you get the admit, right? So keep us
Absolutely.
with that
Yes.
journey as well, Shreya. All right.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. It's been so lovely. The whole experience. I mean, I have so much to say. I can't like stop myself. It's like that. Because I've been like so excited to get this done. Only I have been just thinking about I have to crack this. I have to crack GMAT. I have to just do it. No one in my family or friends, like everyone has been very supportive. But after a point of time, everyone is like, okay, just stop talking about like, GMAT. Like, can we talk about something else? So it's like that towards the end, towards the last 2 months, I didn't find myself talking to anyone as well. I work from home. I don't get to interact with people as such. So it was so much bottled up energy inside me, like even thoughts and energy both.
It's now to let
I'm just
go.
so happy
Yeah,
that,
it's
yeah.
finally happened. Now just we're going to be waiting down to put everything in place, your application, choosing the right school, especially. It's not
Mhm.
just M7, but the right M7 for you.
Mhm.
Visiting the school, starting with that. I mean, if you speak to Autry, I think he will also agree. That's a fantastic idea to actually visit the school of
Yeah.
your choice. And I think we'll start with that. Let's see the next time we connect, we have an admit in hand as well.
Oh,
Right?
yes, yes,
Okay, thank you so
yes,
much for joining.
absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining me
so much,
today.
Natasha. Yes, yes,
Have
it
a
was so
lovely day
lovely
ahead.
talking to you. Yeah, you too. Have a good night.
Good
Bye
luck.
bye.
Bye. Take care.